Good morning, everyone. It's Jeff from New York, and today we're in Atlantic City. We're going to take a little walk along the boardwalk, starting at the Tropicana and ending up at the Ocean Resort and Casino. It's early winter here in Atlantic City, New Jersey, and it's a bit nippy and breezy here on the boardwalk today. Nonetheless, the sun is out, and it's a beautiful day for a walk on the boardwalk if you're dressed correctly. We're heading from the southern end of the boardwalk to the northern end, and in between, once in a while, we'll stop off and make a turn onto the beach just to see that beautiful ocean and what the resorts look like from the beach side. I've walked this boardwalk tons of times, and I've never noticed there's Adirondack chairs along the side. Well, actually, I've always noticed the Adirondack chairs. They're going to be on the right-hand side by the railing as we walk north. But I've never noticed a lot of them were painted, so special segment in this video today. And when I say the chairs are painted, I don't mean they're like painted white or something like that. They're artistically painted by local artists, and I think you'll enjoy them. Somewhere along our journey, we're going to take a little break, and I'm going to show you all of the pictures I took of the Adirondack chairs while we were walking. And as long as we're starting here at the Tropicana, there's a nice beach access area here. So this will be our first stop on the beach, right in front of the Tropicana here. Also during the course of this video, we'll stop off at a couple beach bars. Many of these resorts, actually most of these resorts do have beach bars. Obviously, they're not open right now because of one, COVID, and two, it's like I said, a bit nippy out, so all the drinking is going to be done inside right now. But we'll stop off at these beach bars, and I'll just show you what they look like. Jersey Shore is beautiful no matter what time of the year it is. Alrighty, let's bundle up, head on back to the boards, and get started, shall we? And as we walk along the outside of the Tropicana, you can see they have quite a few restaurants still open, including Hooters, and on the left-hand side here we have Chucky's and Pete's Crab House and Sports Bar. This place was voted the #1 sports bar in the United States, serving world-famous crab fries, bar favorites, and seafood with a South Philly flair. And speaking of Philly, we're about an hour and 15 minutes from Philadelphia, directly to our west, and about, I'd say, an hour and a half to New York City, directly to our north. Some relatively new storefronts here on the left-hand side. Some snacks to try while walking along the Atlantic City Boardwalk include caramel popcorn, fudge, and of course saltwater taffy. As far as fudge is concerned, Steel Fudge, which is coming up here on the left, is pretty much the premier place to go. They have a couple locations in town. These shops are all located on the ground floor of the Ritz-Carlton Atlantic City condominium complex. It's a tower that's 17 floors and was built during the Roaring '20s. Coming up here on the left is Atlantic City's first authentic beer garden. A great place to stop off any time of the year, even now in early winter, for a beer or a quick bite. It's a unique selection of over 30 draft and a variety of bottled and canned beers. They also have a German-based food menu featuring food from the fire-burning grill or the raw kitchen. Here we can learn about the Boardwalk Cats project. The cats living along the Atlantic City Boardwalk are fed and cared for by Alley Cat allies and volunteers. These cats are part of a trap, neuter, return program in which they are neutered and vaccinated. They ask that you don't feed the cats, and they certainly ask that you don't leave your own cats at this location. I've seen similar cat projects just like this one all along the Jersey Shore. One of the first beach bars we're going to check out is the Bungalow Beach Bar, Restaurant, and Hookah Lounge. Of course, this place isn't open. None of the beach bars are, with the exception of, I believe, Margaritaville, which we'll be passing later. This particular beach bar doesn't belong to a hotel or casino. It's privately owned, and I'm not sure if it opened at all this past summer. Some more boardwalk shops here on the left. Ice ball. I have no idea what that is. Next time I'm in town, I'm going to check it out. And I'll let you guys know, or if you know, leave a comment below. By the way, there are public restrooms along the boardwalk here, but I strongly suggest you stop into one of the hotel and casinos and use theirs for reasons I won't go into on this video. By the way, you can see there's quite a stretch between the Tropicana and the next hotel and casino, which is Caesars. Coming up on the left is Molto Pizza. It's got quite good reviews on Yelp, and you can get a slice with everything for about $4.50, and you can get a slice with a couple of drinks for $10.50. Staff is super friendly and nice, and like I said, I've eaten there. It's not bad. They also have breakfast and subs. Here's an everything 99-cent store, but if you hold off and you be patient, I believe there's a 97-cent store coming up ahead on the right-hand side. Hey, every penny counts, right? These stores are newly built. They're not finished yet. They're almost done, and they're totally unoccupied right now, but I'm sure they'll be occupied by next summer. This is Clarice, the Miss America crown. She's hidden in all my Atlantic City videos. Sometimes she's easy to spot, and other times she can be quite elusive. If you spot her, leave a comment below on the timestamp where you found her, and you'll get a shout out on an upcoming video. Coming up here on the left is the Boardwalk Hall, formerly known as the Atlantic City Convention Center. It was built in 1926. Boardwalk Hall contains the world's largest musical instrument, a pipe organ with over 33,000 pipes. And of course, it's also home to the Miss America pageant. The venue can seat close to 15,000 people. And as we can see here, it's undergoing a much-needed facelift. There she is, Miss America. And apparently on this very spot in 1977, the governor of New Jersey signed into effect the fact that casinos could be built in New Jersey, making it the second state after Nevada where gambling was legalized. And coming up here on the left is the Trump Plaza, which has been out of business and bankrupt for many a year. The place has been falling apart for a decade now, and it's set for implosion on January 29th. Now, I haven't seen any talk of like a public viewing area of the building being demolished, but I already picked a spot. We're going to head towards it in a little bit, and you guys can let me know in the comments below if you think it's a good spot or not. I have every intention of being here for the implosion, and I'll probably be doing a live stream. And by the way, in case you were wondering, there's some kind of deed restriction on this property which will not allow the building of a new casino, which leads everyone to wonder, including the city, what's gonna go here. However, I think more people are wondering, hey, Jeff from New York, what kind of freaking music are we listening to here? It sounds like some kind of Louisiana Cajun Latin polka. Now when they blow this place up, a very small portion of the building, including a piece of the casino and the Rainforest Cafe, will be left intact. Apparently the powers that be felt there was enough rainforest destruction already. And here we are finally at Caesars. Like I said, there's a big gap between the Tropicana and Caesars, but from this point north, the casinos and hotels are pretty much on top of each other. Hey, if you're enjoying this video, please hit that subscribe button and smash that thumbs up. It really does help the channel out. Coming up here on the right is a building called the Playground. It used to be a high-end mall. It's connected to Caesars via that walkway overhead. We're going to stop in for a moment. Now this used to be a mall with a lot of shops and 3 stories high, lots of restaurants and lounges. It's pretty much empty at this point. There's only a few tenants left. But the place is still maintained by Caesars. We're going to head all the way to the top floor. Hold on tight. Yet another set of escalators. You know what to do. So up here on the 3rd floor, you've got a bunch of lounges and restaurants which were in pretty bad shape before COVID. So right now, I don't think these places are ever going to open up again. I could be mistaken. However, the views up here are fantastic of the ocean and the boardwalk. And here we have a nice view of the Atlantic City Boardwalk facing south. The Boardwalk Hall is that place with the curved roof straight ahead. Right next to it to the right is the Trump Plaza. Now that building along the boardwalk is going to stay there, I think, but that big black tower behind it that's shrouded in tarps and stuff, that's what's coming down. And this is where I plan to do my live stream. I kind of like this view for a couple reasons. One, it's a decent view, and I know I'm going to be allowed up here. Pretty sure I'm going to be allowed up here on the day it happens, which is January 29th. And secondly, because it is January 29th, I don't know what the weather's going to be like. It could be cold, it could be freezing and raining. I'm pretty well sheltered up here. By the way, if it is snowing, however, I will not be heading into Atlantic City. But all things aside, I think this is a good spot. Let me know what you think in the comments below. If you guys don't like this spot, I'll see what else I can find, but I think this is pretty good. So I'm really looking forward to January 29th and the live stream of the implosion. I'm going to come up here with some snacks and some hot cocoa, maybe a splash of peppermint schnapps. By the way, if you never had hot cocoa with peppermint schnapps, it's really good. So make sure you hit that notification bell if you haven't already, and follow that community page here on the New York channel, and I'll keep you abreast of everything that's going down January 29th. Coming up on the left is the Wild Wild West, part of Bally's Hotel and Casino, which was recently sold by Caesars Entertainment. The new company is going to keep the name Bally's. They're also keeping the Wild Wild West themed casino. They plan on putting a lot of money into this building, so it's going to be interesting to see what's going to happen to Bally's and the Wild Wild West in the years ahead. This is the Ohio Avenue entrance to the public beach. And by the way, Atlantic City has one of the only free beaches in New Jersey. I'm pretty sure it's the only one. Everywhere else in New Jersey, you need to pay to get on the beach. Now we're coming upon another beach bar, which of course is closed, but I'm trying to figure out if it belongs to Caesars or Bally's, and when I went on both their websites, neither one of them are claiming this beach bar. But I do know that it is open in the summer, and it's a pretty popular one, so I guess it's a privately owned beach bar. If I'm wrong, leave a comment below. And now we're leaving the Wild Wild West part of Bally's and coming upon the, I guess you would call it Bally's proper, the main Bally's Hotel and Casino. And as we come up to the main entrance of the Bally's Casino, off to the side you see a Johnny Rockets, and many of you know that Johnny Rockets is one of my favorite places for an inexpensive, satisfying burger. And here we have Frallinger's Saltwater Taffy, one of their many locations here in Atlantic City. I love saltwater taffy, and I never leave Atlantic City and go home without a bag in the car. And by the way, I found a great deal on a 5-pound bag of all assorted flavors of saltwater taffy. Very authentic, very inexpensive as well. If you're interested, just check out the link below in the description. And coming up here on the left is the New Jersey Korean War Memorial. And here we have a Philly cheesesteak restaurant and some shops selling t-shirts really cheap. And I think I mentioned in a previous Boardwalk video, I had bought, I think it was 4 t-shirts for 10 bucks, and I thought that was a great deal. I went home, I washed them, and they all fell apart in the wash. I didn't even get a chance to wear them. It's that old, you get what you pay for, folks. Lots and lots of t-shirts and sweats. Do they really need that many t-shirt shops here on the boardwalk? They all look the same. And here we have James's Saltwater Taffy. We'll stop in there as well. They're going to give Fratlingers a run for their money. They're 2 big competitors in the saltwater taffy market. I had mentioned on the community page here on the New York channel that I really don't have a favorite flavor of saltwater taffy. And there's so many to choose from. There's at least 24 or perhaps even 24. They have a little of everything here at James's, including old-fashioned candy and boxed candy. And never buy saltwater taffy in a box. It's way too expensive. Do what I do and grab one of the plastic bags that they supply and just go down the line and grab a fistful of every flavor. When I'm home or at work, I just grab one and I don't even look at what flavor it is or what color it is. I just pop it in my mouth and I'm surprised every time. You know, it's the simple things in life. By the way, if you haven't noticed the signs, it's almost $10 a pound here at James's, and the 5-pound bag I was alluding to earlier that's in the description below is a little over $4 a pound, and you get just the same variety and they're just as good. Photo opportunity! This antique shop always intrigued me. Lots of life-size sculptures of little boys and chimpanzees. I always pictured this stuff adorning the grounds of Michael Jackson's Neverland Ranch. So I think now's a good time to show off some of those painted Adirondack chairs I found along the Atlantic City Boardwalk today, before we move on to other hotels and casinos. Here's a nice 3-seater of the Atlantic City skyline, a nice little psychedelic number, a little tribute to Keith Haring. Now, I'm not sure if this is Poseidon or Neptune. I guess it depends on the mythology, whether it's Greek or Roman that you believe in. Either way, it's a god of the oceans. Helped grow Atlantic City, a little garden theme going on here. After all, New Jersey is the Garden State. A little waves on the beach sunrise going on here. Some blooming cactus. Now this one's one of my favorites today. It looks like the chair's unfinished, but the unfinished wood is actually sand on a beach. I guess we'll just call this one Grapes, Berries, and Cherries. Did you know some of the best tomatoes in the country come from the state of New Jersey? Finally, not sure what this one is, but it looks kinda tiki-ish. And that's it for now for the painted Adirondack chairs of Atlantic City. There's a lot more here that I missed, and I'm sure I'll catch them on another visit, and I'll show them in another video. So we ended up at this arcade on the beach. It's a jetty that goes out on the beach, and they have go-karts at the very end. Beautiful day here, crystal clear sky and water. And a funny thing about the beach is there's no indication of what time of year this is, but you always know when the beach is cold. There's something that gives it away. There's no trees, no people, you can't see how they're dressed, but you just know it's cold out sometimes when you're looking at the beach. Paintball target practice, anyone? Over time, this has turned into a fine piece of art. Alrighty, back on the boardwalk. We got a little sidetracked there with the Adirondack chairs and the go-karts and the paintball and beach and stuff, but back on the boardwalk now. We're going to continue our trek. There's more hotels and casinos coming up. Some more t-shirt shops. Somebody around here has to come up with an original idea. And here we have Home Slice Pizza. Home Slice, I don't know if that's an East Coast term or if it's nationwide. When I was growing up, we tossed that term around a lot. It didn't matter what race or nationality you were. If you were with your best friend, you were with your home slice, or homie for short. And of course, if you're with a group of friends, you're with your homies. Gender didn't matter either. It's just a close friend from your home neighborhood. Did I spend too much time on that? I'm sure I did. Wow, somebody's really rocking that drum kit. And here we are at our next hotel and casino, Resorts. I like Resorts. It's a lot of Art Deco, a lot of 20s, 1920s stuff, when a lot of these buildings along the boardwalk were actually built. I usually end up calling this area the boardwalk Margaritaville because, well, there's a Margaritaville beach bar, a Margaritaville gift shop, a Margaritaville cafe inside Resorts. There's Margaritaville all over this place. Jimmy Buffett really got his hand on this end of the boardwalk, or the center of the boardwalk, I should say, and that's why I call this area Margaritaville. By the way, as far as beach bars are concerned, Margaritaville has a beach bar, and it's one of the only ones that's open this time of the year. It's a permanent structure with canvas and plastic windows on the sides so you can see out, but it's pretty warm inside, so it's pretty cool. And in the summer, of course, they roll up those canvases and it's wide open. And the next hotel and casino is the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino, formerly the Taj Mahal. They also have a beach bar, which we'll take a quick look at right now. I'm hoping this summer these beach bars will be open in 2021, and I hope to do a video on them, and I'll certainly bring them to the channel if I can do that. By the way, all the hotels and casinos as well as attractions are represented on this channel, so check them out in the links below in the description. And right next door to the Hard Rock Beach Bar is the Margaritaville that we just passed, Margaritaville Restaurant and Beach Bar. And now we're coming upon the main entrance of the Hard Rock on the left, and on the right, on the beach side, is the steel pier, the historic steel pier. If you're ever in this area and you've never been there, I suggest you check it out. A lot of history on that pier and a lot of fun for the family as well. There is tons of rock and roll memorabilia in this building on the left, and if you're in the area, you gotta check it out. And as far as Hard Rock is concerned, this is the largest collection they have on the planet. And right before you get into the pier, there's a couple of bars and pizza joints and custard places that you can check out as well. And of course, it wouldn't be a Hard Rock Hotel and Casino without a Hard Rock Cafe, serving indoors as well as outdoors, although it looks like there's no outdoor tables right now, but usually there's tables out here, and it's a great view of people walking by and the ocean as well. And now we're coming upon the Showboat, which has pretty much been dead for a couple of years now. The place is open, there's no casino, it's kind of scary inside actually. But as far as Showboat and Bally's, which we passed earlier, there are a lot of plans for these two buildings. Showboat wants to renovate their inside and also build a multi-million-dollar water park, which they're hoping will attract families to Atlantic City. And they also have plans in the works for a large, actually a huge beach bar along the boardwalk here. That water park that they're planning, by the way, will be indoors and outdoors, which will be open 365 days of the year. Obviously, they'll close the outdoor part during the winter, but it will be open 365 days of the year. This is just part of that site where the water park will be going. And here we are at the Ocean Resort and Casino and Spa, which has quickly become one of my favorite destinations here in Atlantic City. And judging from the comments left on this channel, it's one of your favorite places to visit when you're in Atlantic City as well. Try as I might, I cannot get comped here, and I'd really like to spend the night here in a room and do a room review. I love the hotel, the casino. I haven't been in any of the rooms yet, but it's something that I'm really working on. If I can't get comped, I just might have to shell out a lot of bucks. I recently had a burger here at Wahlburgers, and there's one in Las Vegas as well. I've never been to that one, and I plan on visiting it next time I go out there. But I had one here just a week or two ago, and it was a very good burger, and the service was fantastic. So there you go. And we're coming to the close of our short little walk here along the Atlantic City Boardwalk. The boardwalk continues from here a little bit north, but there's really not much to see. By the way, here you can see the Ocean Resort Tower, and in front of it is a smaller tower that was supposed to be even taller than the original tower, but they ran out of money, so they put a roof on it. Lesson here, if you run out of money, stop spending. So that's the end of our walk, people. It was a beautiful day. I had a great time. I hope you had a great time following along.